Hello, everybody. This is Anissa, your resident sassy coffee queen, and I want to thank you for joining me for This Is All Anissa, a video series where I bring you tips and tricks to make your life easier, less stressful, and find ways to bring you joy. Today is Winning Wednesday, and I am here with a special friend of mine who also works in the events and hospitality industry. I didn't ask her how long she's been working in the events and hospitality industry, but I do know roughly how old she is, and I can promise you I have been working in it longer than she has. So we won't talk about numbers because it's not polite, but I am here to share my free advice with you and my new ideas. And one of my new ideas was to bring you a monthly series called Winning Wednesday. And Carolina is my inspiration behind that because our hospitality industry has clearly been just destroyed with this pandemic. So many people I know are laid off. They are furloughed, laid off. I don't know what you call it anymore. 1 minute we're furloughed, the next minute we're laid off. And to be honest with you, none of us know the difference. But a lot of us are doing different things to stay relevant, to stay current, and to switch our skills from the hospitality industry into different things. So Carolina is one of those, and I wanted to talk to her today about that. So welcome, Carolina Ousley. She is a senior marketing and public relations manager, a campaign strategist, and a brand development guru. And guru part, because I think so, because I call her for all things marketing myself. And she has been killing it during this chaos. And she has been doing numerous projects to keep herself busy, to practice her skills while she looks for her next opportunity. And she has been an inspiration to me, and I know she will be to you as well. So welcome, Carolina. Thank you for joining me for the very first Winning Wednesday episode.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. I want to talk to you about your passion project, which I just adore and love because you know why, because we've talked about it before, Curl Up with Books. Can you tell everybody what Curl Up with Books is?
Yes, I love reading. I've have a great passion for it, and I'm constantly reading a book, probably 2 or 3 at one time I have going. At least one of them is a self-development book that I have to learn and grow and improve, that I always spend at least 15 minutes a day reading. But where I really have a great passion for is fiction, particularly romance novels. I love, they're great escapes, all fiction. As you know, in hospitality and events, it can be very stressful. So I found that was just the easiest way for me to relax and unwind and kind of get out of my head at the end of the day. So I've just been reading a lot. One of the things, as we had this gift of time being laid off, furloughed, whatever, wherever we are in that journey, I wanted to create something to share with people about my book reviews, books I'm loving, what I'm reading. And going on Instagram, there's a whole category, a niche category of bookstagrammers. And people who just love to read, who want to share their love for books, connect with other book lovers, connect with authors. And even within that category of bookstagram, there's quite a few romance bookstagrammers as well. So in May, I created Curl Up with Books on Instagram. It's primarily focused there. And I have been able to connect with other book lovers. The community has been amazing. So in a time where we're isolated at home, it's a great way to connect with people who are passionate about the same things that you are and share recommendations or share your favorite heroes or heroines in the books that you're reading and kind of gab about it, or say, hey, this one was just not good, I don't recommend it, or this one was amazing if you haven't picked it up. Learned about all new authors, and the authors are very connected as well, which is super exciting.
You just started it in May?
Yes.
Okay, so so you know how I struggle. Social media. Okay. as I said, you are a marketing go-to guru. So I'm going to say, my next question was, how do you relate this to your career skills? But considering how many followers you already have as a passion project slash hobby, because it's a hobby,
Mhm.
yeah, how do your career skills help you? Like, how did you get there so fast?
Well, it's really setting up social media marketing, is the basis of it. And you are, I considered, thought about what I wanted when I was picking a name for the account. I had a laundry list of names, some that I had to look up and that were already taken, so I couldn't take them because, in all relative terms, I'm a little late to the game for this, but I found one that I loved that kind of related to me as well. And you think about, okay, this is who it is, this is the branding for this account, and what do I want that to look like, beyond just the name. Is there a color palette? What do I want my photos to look like? What aesthetic do I want to have? What type of conversations do I want to have? And then just connecting with other people. So you have kind of the marketing element, but then the community element, and the community from a marketing perspective, a community management of it. And that's just connecting with other people, growing your audience, all of the different tips to expand and build, of following and liking and commenting. They sound kind of basic, but it works. It's just the basic of engagement, and you just kind of dive into it. It's fun for me. That's the fun part of marketing, so it doesn't seem like work. uh, but it can be time consuming, and doing it regularly, like you want to. And the more I've been in it, and seeing what other people do, gives me ideas on how I want to grow and develop the profile.
It's very cool. I mean, the growth is not as easy. It doesn't come just because you put it out there. Probably should have used something different than my own name, but oh well, next time.
Honestly, honestly, I think the biggest thing is really about not getting focused on the numbers. Numbers can be exciting, how many likes you have. I recently just got to 200 followers. I just hit that mark. It ping
Very
pongs a little
exciting.
bit because you have some people who drop, and you have some people who gain. So I'm right about there, and that is exciting as you reach those milestones. But at the end of the day, where I get the joy out of it is the connections and the relationships with the other bookstagrammers and with the authors who I love and I've loved for years, that love what I'm doing, with how I'm communicating my love for their books, whether it be the posts, or I take quotes and put those in graphics for stories, and just sharing recommendations and sharing their new releases. The author engagement has been amazing. And so I think that's where the fun comes in, where I'm on two authors, ARC teams. ARC stands for Advanced Readers Copies. And so it's a way for them to promote their books as they launch, because that's important, the
Yeah.
pre-promotion and the week that they launch. So I'm already part of two authors one is a new to me author, and one is an author that I love already, and that's exciting. And I have kind of a goal list of authors that I want to be on their ARC teams. But I think that's where I find the joy, is the connection and the community and the love for reading and what people are doing with that.
So you have translated this into other parts of your life too, not just reading. So you have another challenge that's on your personal page, which we don't have to give out the details of your personal. I follow this every day. just to see your story on it. And I'm
Mhm.
big into Instagram stories. We have a mutual friend, and she's actually the one who introduced us. We were talking this morning about stories, and I said, I don't follow stories on Instagram. I know people who only follow stories on Instagram, so I get it. But I do follow your story and hers every day for the same reasons. But you have a hashtag 100-day challenge, which is a different passion project in your life. You are catapulting out into the stratosphere too. So I wanted to sort of roughly segue
Mhm.
from your reading into your personal passion project. 100-day challenge.
Yeah, 100-day challenge. Again, another thing that I wanted to focus on during this time off, it was my health and my fitness. And over the last 3 months, I have been working on that through exercise and kind of cleaning up my eating. But I've kind of gotten to a point where I need a challenge. Kind of self-motivated. I need kind of another hurdle. I have a mix of workouts that I do, but I wanted something to kind of push me in a different way. So it was a push towards consistency and pushing to move every day. So I found somebody else who did a 100-day project. Theirs was more artistic focused and handwriting, but I wanted to focus mine on the fitness and health. So I actually put a poll out to people who follow my personal account and said, I want to do a 100-day challenge. Do I do 100 days of workouts, or do I do 100 days of drinking 100 ounces of water? Thankfully, all my people, most all my people, 90% of my people picked the workouts. Um, and
Thankfully, I don't know.
thankfully, yeah, once I kind of started it, I'm like, I need to work up to the 100 ounces of water a day. But the 100 days of workouts, so I'm working out every day, whether that's my run walk intervals, strength training, my bar workouts, yoga workouts, whatever that is, every day for 100 days, I am doing something. It's not super rigid in like, okay, Mondays has to be my strength training day. No, it fluctuates based on how I feel and what I've been doing, but I have to move and work out every day.
Yes, 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 yes. I haven't strung together 100 days of working out, but I have been working out myself during that time, and it helps so much. So
Hmm.
100 days, I think, might have to be my next goal. But
Yeah,
uh,
I'm on I think day 17 or 18.
yeah, I saw
And
your poll. I voted for the water. I did 30 days of 100 ounces of water, and it's tricky, but it's easily doable. So I was like, oh, don't work too hard. I know the rest of the stuff you're doing. Water. That, so I thought water was easier than working out, but that's just me. Well, I want to
so
the last project, which I thought was very fascinating, that I just learned about last week. And I know it's new for you and your husband, but financially, things are always tricky during a layoff and furlough. And you are in the Kissimmee, Orlando area. And
mhm.
anyone follows anything in the hospitality / unemployment world, they know that Florida is just number one, a nightmare for that. And the unemployment ranges across our country based by state. And so I think
Mhm.
all of us in the hospitality industry are definitely in this weird position where we're trying to take our skills and sort of twist and turn them, and not sure if we're going back into the hospitality industry because we don't know what that's going to look like. So how can we make them and do them in a different way, but also financially in the meantime, what are we doing while we're transitioning? And you have a really cool project that you and your husband started that hopefully will be able to fill that gap in for you. And who knows what can happen long term. So I wanted you to talk about that.
Yeah, it is a project. My husband and I are big Disney fans, Even before we were married, this was one of the things that kind of brought us together, common ground for us. And we have some friends who their whole business is reselling Disney stuff, pins, paper product, collectibles, anything, you name it. And they inspired us. They created a whole Instagram account where they sell primarily Disney pins on Instagram through post sales or live sales. And they said, you got to do this. You guys have a big collection that you've been wanting to pare down and sell. You're right in the Orlando area, easy to get to Disney, to kind of get additional once Disney opens, which it now has, more kind of product. And so my husband isn't as familiar with Instagram. That's kind of where I step in. But he knows more of what's collectible and pricing. So we created we created an Instagram account. So I've got 3 Instagram accounts going right now. That's the life of marketing, right? And we sell pins through, right now it's pins focused. We will get other items on there, but we're primarily just kind of getting our feet wet with that. And it's been fun to do together. We each have our roles. He searches for pins that we want to sell, that we don't already have. He does the pricing. He's staying on top of what new releases are coming out that we may want to get, staying on top of what things are going for. With, for example, like with Splash Mountain, they announcing that that's going to be rehabbed to The Princess and the Frog versus Song of the South. There's a lot of people wanting kind of the original Splash Mountain merchandise and look. So he's staying on top of that. And I am doing kind of the marketing end, little marketing customer service. So the branding, the posts, the communications, the direct messaging, and kind of the business processing of as pins sell, getting them ready to ship to.
Oh, you froze right at the last second. You're getting ready to ship to.
Ship to the buyers.
Oh, there you go. So we didn't freeze too long, so that's good.
No.
I don't know what's up with I think it might be my internet today. I'm not sure, but one last question for you. What advice would you give to someone who is trying to spin their skills during this crazy, chaotic time of ours?
Honestly, I think it goes back to your tip from Monday. Really is just kind of start. Think about something that you might want to do and give it a try and just start. I mean, really, if for us, the Disney pins thing, we have those already. So if it doesn't work down the road, we learned, we moved on to something else. But we've been fortunate that we've been building, and week over week, we're increasing our sales. So that's exciting. We're increasing our network, and people are interested in what we're doing. And we're learning along the way. If you don't, I think I'm going to give you a second one, is if you don't know, ask. People right now are looking for a connection. And I have found so many people that even people I haven't talked to in years are willing to help. And you just need to ask the questions and say, hey, I don't know, or what do you recommend? Help me out with this. What does, how do I get in there? What does this look like? And people are so generous and so helpful.
That is true, because you've been very generous and helpful with me when I send you text and say, help, how do I do this? And then you call me and walk me through it step by step. So I thank you. Well, that is it for today, except for your tiny tip for joy, which in honor of Carolina and Curl Up with Books, I am going to tell you is read for 10 minutes a day. Reading lowers your heart rate, it relaxes your muscles, and just causes you to chill out. Science tells us that people who read are in better physical and mental health, and they also show more empathy. And in the current world we live in, I think everybody could use a little bit more empathy. So if you are relaxed and you are chill, you are able to receive more joy. And that is your tiny tip for joy today. So that's it for This Is All Anissa. But I would love, love, love to hear your tips and tricks on how to make your life less stressful, easier, and for finding ways to bring joy. So please comment or DM me on any of my socials. I'm at This Is All Anissa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I think that's all of them. I'm happy to answer them and engage with you on any and all of them at any point in time. And I'm also looking to moderate or speak at your next virtual conference, because conferences and events are what I do. So I hope you will reach out to me for that. And lastly, if you have comments or feedback for my videos, I would love to hear what they are. So please message away, comment away for that as well. And thank you very much for joining me. My name is Anissa. I will see you all again soon. And in the meantime, I hope you all stay healthy, stay safe, and stay positive. Thank you so much. See you again soon. Bye-bye.